My grandma just sent me a very sad text. It broke my heart.
So I got rid of all of my MAGA friends in 2020. 2020 election, I didn't have anyone that was outright MAGA, but I did have friends who wouldn't tell me who they were voting for, and then I would see them in Donald Trump's likes. I had friends who told me they didn't vote at all, and those are people I no longer associate with. And from 2020 until now, until like 2024 election, I still remained tolerating cousins and family friends who voted for Trump, only because I felt like it's not really my choice to keep these relations. Like,
MAGA family, I'm choosing to not invite my parents to my wedding because they didn't invite me to my brother's funeral.
Imagine waking up one day and the people you used to laugh with, eat with, call every day, now they don't even pick your call anymore. Not because of betrayal, not because of mourning, but because of politics. Yeah, that sounds weird, right? But for a lot of people right now, this is real life. Before I even break this down, I need you to watch these clips because what you are about to see is not just a story. It's something a lot of families are going through right now. So without wasting much time, I would like you to watch those clips and I will come back for our full analysis and discussion on them.
MAGA family, I'm choosing to not invite my parents to my wedding because they didn't invite me to my brother's funeral. So that makes sense, right? I'm not a bad person. It's fair. You don't invite me to my brother's funeral, I'm not inviting you to my wedding.
so I got rid of all of my MAGA friends in 2020. 2020 election, I didn't have anyone that was outright MAGA, but I did have friends who wouldn't tell me who they were voting for, and then I would see them in Donald Trump's likes. I had friends who told me they didn't vote at all, and those are people I no longer associate with. And from 2020 until now, until like 2024 election, I still remained tolerating cousins and family friends who voted for Trump, only because I felt like it's not really my choice to keep these relations. Like, you're my family, or like, you're my family friend, you're like close friends with my parents. Like, it's not really up to me. Like, I'll tolerate you, I'll see you when there's a family gathering, whatever the case may be. But then after the 2024 election, I obviously crashed the fuck out. I like blocked all of these family friends and cousins I had on social media because I actually don't fuck with you anymore. And a lot of these people are like older than me and don't even know I blocked them. So like, I guess it's not really doing much, but it's very much one-sided beef that maybe they don't know about. And sometimes I'll think I'm being like dramatic, like, oh, like, this is someone I love. This is someone who was like a second father to me my whole life. And, he's getting older. Like, if he dies, like, am I going to regret that, like, I just don't speak to him or see him anymore? And then I see videos of ICE kidnapping people on the street. I see that they're discussing, the overturning of gay marriage. And it's like, how the fuck does anyone remain cordial with literally anyone on that side? I also feel like we got to this point because we didn't ostracize these people enough in 2016, and they just thought like, hey, yeah, I could get by in life being a really fucking shitty person. And I just feel like enough is enough. Like, these people don't deserve respect. They don't deserve friendships. They don't deserve anything meaningful and good in life. Truly, genuinely.
I just ended my friendships with my MAGA friends on Friday after this happened, and I saw their views and how cold-blooded they were. I told them I didn't want them in my life anymore, and it's breaking my heart.
No, it's not. Nobody believes that. Because first of all, you've got to have a heart in order for it to break. And second of all, if their friendship meant that much to you, it would not be contingent on them agreeing with you. And I'm sure in your mind, it's their fault that the friendship ended, because I'm sure that you explained to them why your view on it is completely moral, and because they didn't agree with it, that makes them immoral. Therefore, you had no choice but to cut them off. They put you in that position.
I feel like they deceived me and make me think they were good people. But how can you be a good person when you are celebrating the death of an innocent woman?
Do we need to talk about Charlie Kirk? See, the actual definition of celebrating the death of an innocent person is getting online, dancing and singing about it, saying that they deserved it, making Halloween costumes that mimic how they died, reenacting it every opportunity that you get, and insisting that they had it coming because you didn't like what they were saying. What does not meet the definition of celebrating the death of an innocent person is simply pointing out the fact that if you drive your car at an ICE agent, The consequence for that might be that you lose your life. That's not celebrating it. That's just pointing out the facts. But I think we can all agree that your friends' lives just got a whole lot better.
With all this talk of voter fraud, it's making me think of the final thing that made my MAGA dad disassociate himself and cut off all communication with me and my child, which was my grandmother had posted lies about Mexicans and illegals voting, and how she's worried about all that stuff. And I just copy and pasted the literal rules for registration and voting in her state, which was North Carolina, right? So just reminding her of all the steps you already have to go through to be able to vote. And my dad went off on me and, blocked me everywhere. And then he sold his business and moved to Texas. Oh yeah, he has children with a woman my age. And he's over there now probably making her life a fucking living hell. But that's what she gets because she's MAGA too and didn't want him talking to me. Because white people are jealous of some weird shit. But yeah, these people are fucking weird.
Would you throw away years of friendship because you found out your friend was a Trump supporter? So one of my friends, who's indigenous, found out that one of her friends is a Trump supporter. They've been friends about 6 or 7 years, and it just never came up in conversation. I think it could be because they might have just assumed the other one had the same belief system, and it just didn't come up. Well, it came up today. So my friend said something about being upset about how Trump's administration wants to basically rewrite history and get rid of things in the African American community, in the indigenous Native community, the Mexican American community, just all of it. And then the other person went in. So my friend feels completely betrayed. She's like, how could you possibly? So she's confused. She's like, how could I have a friend who feels this way about people who look like me? So that is what she's going through. So what would you do?
My grandma just sent me a very sad text. It broke my heart.
Which chicken do y'all think is the best? Is it Popeyes? Is it Church's? Is it Bojangles? Is it KFC? Blech. Like, I don't know what the other chicken places are, but Popeyes is always number one for me. That's going to be number one. I don't care.
I asked a lot about what to do with MAGA family members, and I don't know. I don't know what to do with them, which is why I just choose not to interact with mine. But there are 2 things that I do know for sure. The one is that you should not accept abuse from anyone. And if someone can't respect a small boundary of yours, they are not going to respect a larger one. I think right now we are sort of tightening our belts on the idea of being comfortable, and it's no longer about doing the thing that makes us most comfortable. It's about choosing which discomfort we'd rather live with. One of those things where there is not a right decision, and sometimes when I'm confronted with these scenarios, the way to put it into perspective for myself is to look for the things that I'm grateful for. When it comes to these topics, which keep me up at night, my own personal relationships with my parents and talking about them on the internet, that keeps me up at night, but I am so grateful that that's what keeps me up at night. These are the decisions I have to make, not whether or not I'm going to flee the country, not whether or not my kids are going to come home and have parents tomorrow because of the color of their skin. And when I think about it that way, cutting out the people who supported creating the environment for that to be the case becomes a lot easier. And honestly, as a white person, for me personally, it's the absolute least I could do.
I find it really ironic that a lot of the same people who accuse Trump supporters of being part of a cult, those same people are cutting off their family members and friends of many years for not conforming to their political ideology. That is cult-like behavior. One of the hallmark signs of being in a cult is if that group of people, that ideology, encourages you to cut off loved ones who disagree with that ideology. Because one of the biggest threats to a cult is the influence of loved ones. Because loved ones are the ones who are most likely to get you to leave a cult. So if they see any outside influence that's close to you, that doesn't agree with that ideology, they want you to cut them off. And so when you guys call Trump supporters a cult, and yet I don't see Trump supporters cutting off family members over politics, but you guys are doing that. So maybe it's time to look inward and observe your own behavior, how you cut off people you've known for years, or in the case of family, you've known for all of your life. You cut them off, oftentimes without so much as a conversation. That is cult-like behavior.
MAGA family, my fellow Trump supporters, I was in the mental health clinic last night. I just came home this morning, and I've been fighting a lot of depression and just internal sadness, and just because a lot of Democrats in my comment section keep saying that I'm not wanted by MAGA and that I'm a fool for thinking that I would be accepted by MAGA, but I know that's not true. I know my MAGA family really loves and cares for me, and it's just sad that I'm really going through this. I don't have a family, I don't have friends, so I'm just dealing with this on my own. But MAGA family, I love you guys. Thanks for all the support, and thanks for the love and encouragement. But being alone on Thanksgiving, that really hurt my feelings, and just, I don't know, life's crazy, but hopefully Christmas I have somewhere to spend, and a MAGA family to spend Christmas with, and I just hope everything gets better. But thank you all.
Word on the street is that white liberals are cutting off their MAGA supporting family members because they have a zero tolerance for harm. Are we talking the same white liberals that shove black women at Whole Foods? Are we talking the same white liberals that will take up the front row at a reggae festival? Are we talking the same white liberals that enact microaggression on black people at work every day? As the kids say, I feel gaslit. I really do feel gaslit. Y'all have an endless tolerance for harm, as exhibited by your lack of call for reparations for black people, your rampant microaggression and racist rhetoric when a black woman is an authority or takes lead, by your voting history. Here's the truth. Y'all are not cutting those people off because they vote MAGA or because they're racist. Y'all don't really care about that. How do I know? Because I live in America and I see how y'all act at the workplace and other places. Y'all don't like those people. Y'all were never going to stay in relationship with them. So here's the thing. The world is falling apart around you. Fascism is not going anywhere. None of this can be addressed until we face the people who are causing harm. And the easiest place for you to have influence is in your home. So learn the relational skills to be in relationship with people who are ass hats. Okay? As long as you're not a dependent, ain't nobody beating you down. Get creative on how to shame them, how to dox them. And I'm sure you can find many ways to do this. You listen to these true crime podcasts, get some ideas on how to deal with harmful people so that they can be handled and not sicked upon the rest of us. Okay? Learn the skills to be in relationship with your family members who have different political beliefs than you. And that's why I do the work I do. I teach relational skills for liberation because learning to relate not just to the people we like, but the people who are also causing havoc in the world from a place of correction, from a place of we need a better future and you guys are not going to be in that future if you don't behave. That's why I do the work I do. So get your relational skills toolkit. The link is in my bio and get to learn it.
Not proud of it. Man enough to say it. I was one of those guys back in 2020, 2024, shit, even 2016 before I could vote.
Oh boy, another one of these videos where I voted for him 3 times and now that I can't vote for him no more, I don't support him. But let's see what he has to say.
I was all for Trump. I was all for MAGA. I believed he was going to make America great again. I believed he was going to drain the swamp. I thought he was going to be different. He wasn't a career politician. And boy, was I wrong. My views didn't change. They still remain the same.
Nah, don't hold me back. Don't hold me back. Come on. I got some for for you. I got something for you. Come here. Let me talk to you. So your views are still the same. You still support the guy. Like, I don't think you get it. Like, don't have to, bro, come on. You didn't learn nothing. Actually, I ain't done with you. Come here. Come on. Give me. Come here. Y'all just don't learn. And I don't know what it's going to take for y'all to wake up, but y'all got to wake up, man. Dang, bro, you got me sweating, man. Go clean yourself up, bro.
Okay, so on top of losing friends, we have my family who I'm the only conservative Republican in my family. My family is traditionally Democrat. I have a mother who, my birth mother, my mother that kind of raised me passed recently. But I have a birth mother who totally doesn't understand anything that I have going on. I mean, she doesn't like hate me, but she's not with it. My aunts, many of them who are AKA like Kamala Harris, have totally disowned me. I wouldn't be surprised if I'm rolled out of all their wheels at this point. They don't understand me. They say that, same thing. I've sided with white supremacists. I'm racist. What happened? I was born Democrat. Nobody is born Democrat. I'm born to choose to vote for whoever I want to. I don't care who's in my family. I have a lot of professors and scholars, but it doesn't matter.
Never let somebody make a fool of you, because once they do it, well, they'll just do it again. You ever notice how political signs start disappearing once reality starts sending bills? So there were folks near me that had themselves up a nice little Trump and JD Vance sign. I mean, they were proud. Fence built up like Fort Knox so you can't see them. But they made sure you could see that sign. And now it's gone. And I find that real interesting. Because now that gas is hovering around $4 for the national average, groceries high, housing is high, insurance is high, and some people don't even have insurance. See, it's easy to be political when it's just vibes and slogans. But when the policies hit your wallet, well, suddenly the energy changes. That sign disappeared like a bad toupee in a windstorm. But don't take it down. No. You should put your sign back up. Because see, they agreed with JD Vance when he said it's going to get harder before it gets easier. Well, this is the harder. So lean into it. Because if your entire platform was about antagonizing your neighbors, don't be surprised the only thing you win is higher bills. I just want to know, y'all tired of winning yet?
All right, as you have seen those clips, let's be honest. This is deeper than just one group, one slogan, or one moment. This is about relationship breaking under pressure, because politics today is not just opinion anymore. It's identity, it's value, it's how people say it's right or wrong. Let's really talk about it. People are getting caught off because trust is breaking, values are clashing, emotions are running really high. And when people feels like you support something that goes against what I believe in, that's when distance starts setting in. Not overnight, but slowly, cause reduce, messages stops, invite disappear. Until one day there is silence. Now let's take this deeper right now. For many black communities, this conversation carries a different kinds of weight, because politics has always been tied to civil rights, equality, fair treatment. So when people talk about being cut off over politics views, some people sees it as disagreement, but others says it as this affects my life directly, and that's my emotion can run even stronger, because for some it's not just politics, it's personal history, it's life experience, it's survivor. Here is the truth: people don't always say out loud. Cutting people off doesn't always mean it. Sometimes it means boundaries, protecting your peace, choosing what you can emotionally handle, but at the same time, losing relationship over differences that comes with pains too. That comes with pains too. Because at the end of the day, these are still people who once matters to each other. And let's be real, social media is making it worse, because now Every opinion is public, every disagreement is amplified, every conflict becomes content. So instead of quiet disagreements, we get loud division, and that's why stories like this keep going viral. Think about it. Have you ever had a friend where once politics came up, everything changes? Awkward silence, tension in the air, and suddenly the connection doesn't feel the same anymore. That's what a lot of people are dealing with right now. So the real question is it worth losing people over political beliefs, or is there a way to disagree without disconnecting? That's something everyone has to answer for themselves. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever lost a friend or family member because of politics, or do you think people should separate relationship from opinion? Drop your thoughts in the comment below. Let's have a real conversation. And if you want more real unfiltered reaction like this, hit that subscribe button because we are just getting started. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.